3, 2, 1.
Please stand by for further details. We return you now to your regularly scheduled program.
Hello to those of you who are feeling called to this reading in particular, mystery reading number 1091. My name is Elizabeth, and before getting into this reading, if you are a recurring viewer, you enjoy my work and you would like to help support it, feel free to do so by sticking around and hitting that subscribe button down below and ringing the notification bell next to it if you feel called to. And if you do feel called to subscribe and stick around, welcome. And thank you very much for your support as well as your presence during this reading. Before getting into interpreting the number 1091, the number 33 might be significant for somebody. And I just saw the number 111 on the timer, which is a sign to trust yourself and believe in yourself. And it seems like this trusting yourself and believing in yourself is about the number 33 and what it means to you, if it means anything at all. So it feels like the number 33 is something that you should already be aware of and should be nothing not too new, at least. The number 3 for me is about communication and self-expression, using your voice in some way, whether it's with your words, your actions, art, whatever aligns with you, and maybe a sense of purpose that you are feeling. It's also about healing and growing and committing to this healing and this growth, so that way you can commit to anyone and anything else that means a lot to you. You deserve to have a voice and to have a life that reflects who you truly are and not what you have or what you're capable of, but also not what you're capable of. What you're capable of in terms of what you believe you could do or who you could be, and not what you're capable of in terms of how you could be taken advantage of. I saw the number 234. That's another sign to trust that everything happens for a reason. Let's go ahead and start interpreting the number 1091 now. The number 1, as we already said, is about trusting and believing in yourself, and there are 2 1s in this 1091, so this could just be more of a general message to trust your intuition and believe in your strength no matter where you are, or, what you're going through or dealing with. But it could also be even further confirmation to trust and believe in the significance of the number 33 for you. I did notice recently in some sort of religious celebration, I think it was in the Middle East, maybe Jerusalem, I'm not sure. It has to do with candles though. And they had 33 candles. So do with that what you will. The number 0 can be about recurring themes or patterns in the form of spiritual communication or just in your own experiences in life. No matter where the themes or the patterns are coming up, pay attention to them. Pay attention to what the universe is trying to communicate to you, where it's trying to guide you, and what you have been through and what it really all means. There could be someone or something here that you do not have access to that could be frustrating, very upsetting, but it's important that you trust that you don't have access for a reason. Maybe even, it could potentially just be an unhelpful distraction too. The other way that I interpret the number 0 is a reminder or confirmation to know when to put yourself first. So if you are feeling called to choose yourself in one way or another, to respect yourself, love, nurture, and protect yourself, This is confirmation of that, because you deserve to have a strong, respectful, and caring and safe relationship with yourself, first and foremost. Because if you can't have these things with yourself, I'm very doubtful that you will be able to have safe, caring, respectful relationships with other people, because I'm a believer, as I often say, in the idea that the boundaries that you set for yourself are the boundaries that you set for, others, how you treat them and how you're willing to be treated. So know when to put yourself first. The last number, number 9, is about purpose and helping the world release what no longer works. So I already did mention the idea of purpose here, and this just feels like, a centralized confirmation of that, a real focus here on this feeling of purpose that you have, or that you at least feel called to discover. Interestingly, this card does say answer the call here. Purpose and helping the world release what no longer works. Whatever you're letting go of, whoever you're walking away from, inside, outside of you, it really is bigger than you, and the work that you are doing is so, so important. And it is enough. All you have to focus on is just playing your part, healing and growing, learning how to use your own voice, and inspiring others just by being yourself and doing your own thing to do the same. Adding up these numbers, 1 plus 0 is 1, plus 9 is 10, plus another 1 is 11, 1 plus 1 is 2. I am often reminded of the Justice card with the number 11 for some reason. It's just really stuck with me. So I'm going to keep mentioning that whenever I, feel that, or I am reminded of that. The Justice card, which is about fairness, equality, balance, cause and effect, law and order, generally fairness and justice. And I think it's important for everybody to recognize that creating justice in the world around you first starts with creating justice within you by having a fair, like I said, respectful, honest, nurturing, and protective relationship with yourself, a strong relationship with yourself. If we want to be more unified together, we first need to be more unified within ourselves. And I think that's a really good way to put or express that. The number 2, though, 1 plus 1 is 2. That number can be confirmation of a significant relationship or situation that has come to your mind thus far in this reading, or just in general. It can also be confirmation or guidance for you to create peace and balance, justice within yourself, and your choices, and to prioritize what really does mean the most to you, including the relationship with yourself. It feels like the most important interpretation of the number 2 is creating justice within yourself. There's something here, some pain you got to heal from, some fear you have to overcome, or learn how to, have courage in confronting. There could be a battle or a war going on within you, and it's got to end. Pick a side. Are you going to be committed to your own highest good? Are you going to keep inflicting evil unto yourself by treating yourself in ways that you shouldn't be? Pick a side and stick to it. Commit to it. When I say commit, I'm hoping that you are thinking about committing to your highest good. I don't want you to commit to, inflicting evil on yourself. You don't deserve to have that kind of relationship, that kind of damaging and destructive relationship with yourself. Whatever is holding you back from committing to your healing, your growing, your well-being, take a look at that and get rid of it, or address it somehow, because you don't deserve that. And not only do you not deserve to have that kind of relationship with yourself, but the people around you also don't deserve for you to have that relationship with yourself. Because when you have a destructive relationship with yourself, you're going to be destructive towards other people. So do it first and foremost for yourself and what you deserve, but also forget to think about others and, how much of an impact you really do have. And I don't want you to, really believe that you don't have any impact or that you don't matter, because that's not true. You can't expect more light in your life and the world when you keep sitting comfortably in the dark. You know what I mean? Only take that message if it resonates for you. Is there anything else from the number 2? Significant relationship or situation in your choices. Prioritize what really does mean the most to you. Prioritize yourself, really, and everything that is connected to who you truly are. So you can see that there are many things on the table right now. Moving into the next portion of this video or this reading for you. Starting with these index cards. The first one says, "The world is not as dark as you think." And this really reminds me of whenever I said something about how you can't expect more light within yourself or in the world if you're sitting so comfortably in the dark. It feels really important for you to focus more on your strengths, your own light, so you can see more of the light in the world around you. And it's okay to not be okay, but it doesn't have to, feel like... I actually have a card that I'm being reminded of that I made for myself that literally says it's not the end of the world. So I do understand how consuming, pain, anger, sadness, fear can really, really be. But on my own spiritual journey, I've only learned that it can only be that consuming if you allow for it to be, if you give into it, if you lean into it. So what is the temptation here to lean into the darkness rather than the light? Is it how you were raised, how people have influenced you, the things you're seeing in the world that make it difficult to believe in the light more? Pay attention to whatever is tempting you to spread more darkness in the world through getting comfortable with the darkness within yourself. And I do want to make the distinction that there is a huge difference between being lazy and being tired. So know the difference and don't be hard on yourself. I just saw the number 333. We already did talk about the number 3. So just as a reminder, the number is about using your voice, expressing yourself in whatever way feels right for you, healing and growing and committing to that healing and that growth and everything else that makes up who you are, who you truly are, your light. The next card is learn a new language. And this could be literally or it could be figuratively. If you do feel called to learn a foreign language that is not your native language, this is confirmation for you to do that, kind of like a green light, or this is guidance if it's not something you've been thinking about. Maybe it's an idea that the universe wants to put into your head, considering learning a new language. Only, take that if it resonates or aligns with you. And in a figurative sense, this really reminds me of the number 3 and using your voice. Learn a new language, learn a new way to speak or to communicate, to express yourself. Learn a new form of communication. I feel like this is a call for you to explore, what it means to use your voice in a way that feels right for you. Yeah. Don't give up on looking for your voice, your outlet, really. And I'm seeing creative outlet. So it's a card that I have that says creative outlet on it. And so your outlet, your form of communication, could definitely be through art or something creative, something that you build, something that you make yourself. Then we have this card over here. It says, answer the call, explore, travel, and live. And whenever I saw the word explore, I felt connected to the Italian word esplorare, which means to explore in Italian. And I just saw the number 555 on the timer. The number 5 is about change and transformation. So maybe there's some sort of change here that needs to be made in terms of, it feels like it's a change that is unfamiliar to you because of that word explore. And the reason why I felt connected to the word esplorare is because whenever I feel connected to Italian words or phrases during a reading, there's something here that my own ancestors are pointing out to me to communicate to you from your own ancestors. That's the intention I set anyway, at the very least. But your ancestors appear to want you to explore. This just feels like confirmation to explore, what form of communication works for you. And this could definitely be a form of communication that you feel called to share with others. You could also feel called to travel, as the card says, or to live more, to let yourself be more free. Especially when it comes to expressing yourself. This answer the call card, is there something that you are feeling called to or drawn to? And if there is, this is your message to pay attention to that calling, that sense of purpose, because it matters and it really does mean something. So let's put this card back in the Ancestor Spirit Oracle. And what I'm going to do for the rest of this reading is draw out a couple of these Nightmare Before Christmas tarot cards, and then another Ancestor Spirit Oracle cards, to see what else comes through, what else your ancestors want to say about the number 1091, and whatever comes through with these tarot cards. Okay, so the first card that I have, what a nice card. It is the Six of Wands. This card is the Victory card, public recognition. The number 6 itself is about a choice or a commitment between self-love and self-destruction. Pick a side, hopefully your highest well-being, self-love, and commit to it. That feels like encouragement here. And this card says a lot of things that I wrote in here myself. And they say rewards, self-confidence, victory, momentum, success. In reverse, it says comparing self to others, not following the truth, people-pleasing, not your idea of success, disappointment, and self-dishonesty. But this was upright. And this is either confirmation of a victory or being recognized for something, or just really seen. Or this is guidance for you to move towards the victory, the triumph you deserve. And I'm remembering how I was learning about ancient Rome recently, and some military personnel, whatever they were called, if they were to obtain enough land, I think they would be rewarded with what was called a triumph. And this triumph was a celebration from the people of Rome. A recognition, a public recognition for the victory of whoever obtained more land, whoever expanded and, expanded Rome and made it stronger, larger. And I just really get this strong feeling that someone here, you're expressing yourself in a creative way, and I think that it will lead to this victory, this public recognition that you're looking for, that you might even feel coming. Let's go ahead and get this other tarot card to get more context. This is another good card. I really like these cards that I'm pulling for you. I want to say before I talk about this card, the Six of Wands, this victory, this recognition, this is something you're already aligned with or that you have the potential to be aligned with. Really just depends on where you are, what you're doing, maybe what you're saying. But I have the Nine of Pentacles, or it's called the Nine of Presents. This one here is called the Six of Candles. How interesting. But yeah, Nine of Pentacles. Number 9, as we already said before, is about purpose and helping the world release what no longer works. Trust this sense of purpose that you feel, or keep searching for the sense of purpose that you feel is out there. Keep looking. You will find it. And for those of you who really feel like you're suffocating in the dark, maybe even alone, this potential is there for you as well. This purpose is there. You just have to find it. And I think the best way that you're going to find it, maybe the only way, is through healing, understanding your experiences, the patterns, the themes, and what they really mean. All you have to do whenever you're on a spiritual journey combined with healing is just focus on healing at first. I mean, you can still, do purpose-driven things, but I'm saying the priority, at least from my experience, is your healing, and then over time the messages will become clearer and the sense of purpose will become more obvious, because you're going to learn more, you're going to become wiser, more aware, and you're going to be more connected to the deeper meaning of who you are, your soul, and this reality and the spiritual nature of it. The Nine of Pentacles on its own is about, being really content and at peace with your current reality. And I feel like no matter where you are on your journey, that is exactly what's going to get you to this victory or this success that you want, or that, that you have the potential for. And I saw the number 321, which is a sign about trusting that everything happens for a reason. You are where you are for a reason. You went through what you did for a reason. It all means something. And the only way you're going to find out is by healing and converting that darkness into more light, more illumination, and awareness. Let's go ahead and draw an Ancestor Spirit Oracle card now to finish up this reading. We have Shine Brightly. It says, stand out, be proud, and individuality. Yeah, this is definitely confirmation of your light. Find the light within yourself, and then worry about creating more light in the world. It could be more simple than it may feel like. It doesn't have to feel super complex. Now, getting into the nitty-gritty of your own psychology, that might be a little more complex, but the overall bigger picture, just focusing on yourself and then worrying about the bigger picture outside of yourself. It doesn't have to be that complicated. All you have to focus on is learning how to be present. Because when you are filled with pain and fear, you're either, dwelling in the past, really attached to that, or really worrying about the future. When you learn how to be present, naturally, you learn how to dwell less on the past and focus less on the future. The future is created right now. That's why it's so important to learn how to be present, because that's the only way you're going to have control over your future is being present. And when you learn how to dwell less in the past and worry less about the future, you're really going to learn a lot. You're going to have to heal to stop doing that. And in the end, it's going to give you a lot of wisdom, and you will know what to do with that wisdom when the time comes.